What is going on, guys? We back here with my cousin, actually, and he just topped locals with, what's the deck?
BlackWarGreymon.
Oh yeah, baby. All right, let's get into the profile.
Alright, cool. So, first things first, we'll go through the Digitamer. I've got 4 Guruyamons and 1 Koromon. These are pretty interchangeable. If you wanted to play 4 of this and 1 of that, that's completely fine. If you wanted to just play 4 of either, that's fine. It's a much of a muchness.
Yeah.
The 6000 DP comes up a little bit more with Chimeramon.
Oh
This
yeah,
one
that's
comes
true.
a little bit more with like Greymons that don't have like DP boosts. So it's whatever you're feeling. Like they're both good. Like you can make an argument for both.
Yeah, you kind of just got to play both.
But yeah, you definitely want to play either this egg or this egg. Both pretty easy to get, both pretty cheap eggs as well. So go for it. Well, whichever one you have in your collection, just go with that one. Probably this will be a little bit different from a lot of deck profiles. I'm going to start with the Tamers, and the reason for that is it makes more sense to do it this way. So you need 4 Nokias. That is just like a must for this deck. She's an amazing tamer. Her on play effect is you play an Agumon for free, and also when you're digivolving into a Greymon, which there's a lot of Greymons in here, you suspend her to reduce the digi-evolution cost, which is super important. So 4 of her is an absolute must. So that's why I'm showing her first.
Yep.
Now for your secondary tamers, your memory tamers, I've got 3 Marcus Daemon. So obviously, generic memory tamer, if you're 1 or 2, go to 3. The other thing is when you attack with Greymon, you can suspend him to gain 1 memory. You could put the Tychimera in. I personally like Marcus Daemon, mainly because it's a bit of a memory-hungry deck, and getting extra memory is great. But if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, the Tychimera is good as well.
Yeah, I think you've had more success with the Marcus.
Definitely.
The memory's so worth it.
All right, let's get into some rookies. Okay, I've got these like kind of ordered in importance. So I think the most important Agumon to have is this promo Agumon. 3 cost to play, but it's the inheritable we want to talk about. If your Digimon has Greymon in its name, it gets 2000 DP. Pretty great.
Yeah, love to see.
You want to get the extra 2000 DP because your level 6s are kind of 12 and 11, and you want to get over that 13 threshold because there's a lot of Imperial Dramons, Mastermons in security these days. Also, as we go into the big boss monster, BlackWarGreymon, he likes to beat over like other cards a lot, and having more DP is just good for that. So that's why I think he's the most important one.
Yep.
So there could be substitutes for it, like there's other Agumons. Like this is a little bit of an expensive card. I think there's like a starter deck Agumon that just gives 2000 when attacking players. That's probably a half decent substitute for this if you don't want to splash the cash on this. But if you do have this, definitely put it in. Next one that I think is most important is this Black Agumon.
I love this one.
Now, this Black Agumon is mainly you want to try and play that off Nokia. Another reason why I showed Nokia first, because it makes more sense. Reveal top 4, add a Greymon and a Dragonkin. So both our level 6s are Dragonkins, and a lot of our Digimon just have Greymon in its name. So it can get you a level 6 and a level 5, a level 6 and a level 4, or just 2 level 6s if you need them. So amazing card, really good searcher. I think it's a must 4 of in this deck.
I agree.
Yep.
Adding 2 cards, very good.
Yeah. So the next one is BT8 Agumon. These are just stored championship promos. This is like the base version of the card, but they're all the same card. Very similar to this one. It's like a searcher Agumon. You don't really want it on your stack. You want to try and play this with your Nokias. It's flip top 3, add a Greymon and an Omnimon to your hand. So just more draw power. I think this one's better than this one. That's why I showed this one first, but this one's good as well because you really need to get your pieces when you need them.
Makes sense.
These last 2 rookie slots can be whatever Agumons you want. I've got these ones, which are like the budget versions of the first Agumon I showed, plus 2000 when attacking a player. You could use EX1 Agumon here if you want to search for Agumons and
Chicken
Tamers,
Nugget.
but like these are the 2 I like. I probably personally wouldn't change my rookie list, but if you wanted to change anything, these probably be the 2.
Okay, 2 flex spots.
Alright, so going to the champions. Again, I've got the most important ones at the top. 4 security attack Greymon.
Security boy.
Now, this deck, as we'll go through it, is really good at controlling the board. What it doesn't do well is be really aggressive and check for a lot of security. This helps. So getting this on the stack is pretty critical in some matchups because you really want to be able to be swinging for 2 checks when you are swinging. So that's why I think he's the most important one. Next is the new BlackGreymon. Now, at first I was only running this as a 2 of, but I've realized how good it is.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, so I'm running it as a 4 of. Being able to give stuff blocker is like really good.
Yep.
I haven't really got much else to say.
It's just good.
All of your level 5s, all the level 5s I play, can digivolve off red or black, so you're not going to get clunky with that if you follow this deck list, so I think it's completely fine. And it's 6k, it's a pretty good Digimon, so it's always going to go off on Greymon, the egg.
Yep, that's right.
If you just need a quick draw.
Yeah, it's good stats for a level.
My
4.
last 3 champions, this Greymon. So the main thing for this Greymon is it reduces its Digi-Evolution costs on an Agumon. With a Nokia, it's pretty much free.
It's basically a green card.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much. It's like, so it's just really free. Like at first I was playing this at 4, but I kind of like it at 4, but I've kind of found out the other Greymons I'm playing are more important. But this is just a nice one. Plus it'll help you get into like a Chimeramon as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So the Inheritable does come up, like the plus 2000 DP. That's really good as well, as I've kind of mentioned earlier. If you wanted to change these out for like Cyclomons, you could, but I kind of prefer these, but yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
That's probably the main difference from my list from a lot of lists I see online. There's no Cyclomons in this list. It's not that I don't think Cyclamon's a good card, I just think there's not enough space for it and those cards are better.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so into the Ultimates. One of the best cards in this deck is by far Metal Greymon.
This is insanely good.
This card is amazing, like it's great against Armor Rush, it's just in general great. Like, so we'll talk about its Digivolve effect first. D-Digivolve 1, which is really good, like they got a level 6 on board. Cool, your level 6 is level 5 now. They've got an armor card on board. Okay, your armor card's turned into a rookie. The other Digivolve effect is delete something with 3k or less DP. So against an Armor Rush card, you pretty much just delete that whole card. Whether it's Rapidmon, Magnamon, Flame Drum, Light Dramon, you're going to delete that stack, which is, those cards can be quite sticky, and this just deals with it perfectly. The other really good thing about this is it's inheritable. So its inheritable is, while this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine in its traits, our level 6s have Dragonkin, our BlackWarGreymon and just WarGreymon. It can attack unsuspended Digimon, which is so good. Like, so the idea is you get into your BlackWarGreymon, you can swing into something that's unsuspended, and BlackWarGreymon allows you to unsuspend, and you could either swing at security or swing at something else. So it's really good at controlling the board. 4 of this is a must, like non-negotiable.
100%.
Really good card.
And you got another level 5 in there.
Yeah. So my other level 5s are 2 Chimeramon and 2 Metal Greymon. Now, originally I wasn't playing Chimeramon, I was just playing 3 of these. Personally, I think this card sucks. I'm really not going to talk about it too much. Because as soon as after this, I'm dropping this and putting in another Chimeramon.
Fantastic.
You'd be surprised how often this Chimeramon comes up. Like at first I was kind of like, oh, how often am I going to have 2 level 4s on field? But with the cheap
the cheap Evo Greymon.
The cheap Evo Greymon and just having a few Nokias on field, you'd be surprised. I had so many games where either I went into this or a ton of games where I'm like, I wish I had this in my hand.
And you can put the security Greymon onto this and it's in your bin. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, like you can have 2 security Greymon. I had a game earlier where I had 2 security Greymons on field, played this, and then put another security Greymon underneath, and this was checking for 3 security. So like, it's a really good card. Like, I don't know what else to say about it.
And DP reduction's always good.
DP reduction's nice. Also, it's free. So if you've got 2 level 4s on field, you go into this, and then you can go straight into your BlackWarGrey. You can even shuffle a Metal Greymon underneath, so it's still like, it's attacking and unsuspending. So I think it's just an amazing card. I'm definitely dropping this. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it much because I really want to change this to another one of these.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Then your level 5 lineup is actually all cracked cards.
Cool. So I'll go through my level 6s. So obviously the star of the show, BlackWarGreymon. Amazing card. On Digivolve, if you have a black card underneath, you can delete Tamers. If you have red, you can delete Digimon up to a play cost of 6. So it's really good at getting Tamers off the field. Amazing against any hybrid decks that are still running around, and it's amazing against Black X anybody. Like deleting those Yuji Mushis is huge. So that's really good, but its other effect is when all turns. Remember, it's all turns. Whenever an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you unsuspend. Now, why I think it's important in all turns, there's the obvious, like, you know, you have your Metal Greymon, you attack something unsuspended, then unsuspend on
Yep.
your own turn, right? But the other thing is, if you have the Black Greymon underneath and it's a blocker, you can block something, delete it as blocking, unsuspend, and block again.
So good.
Like, really good card. Like, so it can be a really good defensive card or a really good aggressive card, a really good board control card. So, also why I think the security attack and the black one are the most important ones to have on the stack for this.
Yep, I agree.
So,
Also helps to have a big cock like David.
It's true.
Yeah,
You gotta have it.
also, last level 6 is one WarGreymon. I just wanted one extra level 6. I was running 2 of these, but I couldn't find the space for it. Not checking security cards is great. Plus, it helps with what I said. You know, this deck does lack aggression sometimes, so it just kind of helps out with that.
Oh, that's cool. I dig that.
Yeah. So
Speaking of aggression.
speaking of aggression, to Omnimons. Now, if you're probably familiar with Omnimons, there's 2 reasons I play this. Against quicker matchups, it's just ending the game quicker.
Yep.
Against slower control matchups, it's actually really good at protecting your stack. Like if you're less worried about controlling the board, and you're like more worried about your stack getting blown up, put an Omnimon on top of it. Because as soon as they try and blow it up, you get rid of BlackWarGreymon and it's still there. So it can just be a big beat stick. Don't be afraid to, in the more controlling matchups, just to slap this down to protect your stack.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think 2 of I wouldn't go to 3 and I wouldn't go to 1. I think 2 is the perfect number.
Yeah,
for this
2 seems good. You can search it off that one Agumon as well.
Yeah, it's a hit for that Agumon too.
Yep.
All right, we're getting into the last 4 cards of the deck. Dark Gaia Force, amazing card. Add things up to 15 cost and delete them. Good against aggro, good against big stacks. It's just an amazing card. I think 2's fine. You can make an argument for 3. I think, and out of security, pretty much is just
Yeah, it's pretty
Gaia
much just Gaia Force.
I like it at 2. If you wanted to put it to 3, I could completely agree with you, but I think 2's fine. Now, the last 2 slots of this deck can be any cards you want. Like if you're not happy with the Agumon counts or the champions counts, or maybe you want to put in an extra one of those WarGreymons, that's completely fine. I've got 2 Crimson Blaze. A lot of people play aggro in my locals. That's the reason I've got 2
Yes,
Crimson
we
Blaze.
do.
If you have a locals that isn't so aggro heavy, maybe you could cut these for to round out something else.
Yeah, that
but
makes
that's
sense.
pretty much the deck profile.
Awesome. Do you want to talk about matchups real quick?
Yeah. So my first matchup was against.
Was that the mirror?
It was the mirror. I went against the mirror with Nathan, which was he played a more controlling BlackWarGreymon. Honestly, mirror was like. I just got into my things a little bit quicker than him. I found that pretty straightforward. I ended up winning that 2-0. My second matchup was really close. It was against Yellow Hybrid. It was 2-1. Really grindy. Like I said, going into your Omnimons to protect your stack a little bit more. Deleting their Tamers with BlackWarGreymon really helped with that matchup. Last matchup was against Mastermon. Pretty similar there as the Yellow Hybrid, really grindy game. Like having that blocker is super important so they can't sneak extra attacks off you. Also deleting the Tamers, choking their memory is really important as well. But yeah, that were pretty much my 3 matchups, and that was pretty much the deck.
All right, thanks so much and congrats on the first place.
Sweet as.